hopefully this list will go all the way down to the floor by the end of 2018.
Yeah. So this is what we've been up to.
Yep.
So, I think I got a really special episode for you guys. Today I'm joined by my good friends Matt and Cassidy, real estate investors from Windsor, Ontario, who dropped out of university to start investing in real estate and have slowly built up a portfolio of over 11 properties now. And so in today's video, they're going to walk you through step by step exactly how they built up that portfolio and exactly the different real estate investing strategies and techniques they used in order to acquire so many properties at such a young age. Hint, hint, it involves joint ventures. All right, well, I'm going to throw it over to them. I hope you guys enjoy.
Hey, it's Cassidy.
And Matt.
And we are going to talk to you today about our portfolio in Windsor. So we've got them all up here. We're going to go through year by year, what we bought, what our strategy was, the purchase price, and the current value. So just to get you a little bit familiar about what to expect in Windsor if you're not familiar with the market. And yeah.
Yeah, no, we've bought in all these properties with joint venture partners for the most part, some of them with private financing, but we went with the strategy that Rich Dad Poor Dad taught us, which was use other people's money. So investors, if you're looking for passive income, this is how we are able to provide that for people. And also, active investors, highly recommend doing this because you can basically scale up as much as you're willing to do the work and get as many properties as you can. So
as long as you can keep finding the people with money.
Yep, and finding good deals.
Good deals.
So that's key.
All right, so we started back in 2014. Our first purchase was an old triplex in Walkerville. We've got a video about that deal that you can check out. The strategy with that one was a BRRRR, so we bought it, renovated it one unit at a time. I think we lived in every unit in that triplex.
Yeah, it was a long renovation.
Yeah. And we're just about to refinance that one. So we bought it for $170,000 and its current value is conservatively $300,000. And we put about $60,000 into that worth of renovations.
Our second deal was a rent-to-own on a single-family home. I first read about rent-to-own and saw that was pretty amazing, just how win-win it is for the investor and for the tenant buyer as well. So one day, I think in my PJs, I just decided to sit down and copy and paste a message 400 times on Kijiji to every single person that was looking for a home to rent. So I said, hey, instead of just renting a home, how about rent-to-own? Check out my application and the website, a little bit about it, and just probably spent I think it was just a weekend.
Popped a movie on, watched Lord of the Rings, I think.
Yep,
and just
copied and pasted 400 times. I got about 100 people out to the website, 30 people applied, and I picked the top 5 people to call up and eventually found one person.
And we let this person, so we went the tenant buyer first approach, where we found the ideal tenant buyer, and then we let him choose the home. So he wanted a home in Tilbury, and once he found a home he liked, we got an accepted offer on it. We did an inspection and everything, made sure it was good and solid. He gave his down payment, deposit. It's called non-refundable option consideration.
Yeah. We'll do a whole video on rent-own coming up pretty soon and get into all those nifty details.
But basically, we bought it for him for $120,000. It was a 2-year rent-to-own agreement, so at the end of the 2 years, he bought it for $140,000.
And he actually got a pretty good deal because this whole area, Windsor, really the whole market went up quite a bit. So when he bought it, it was actually worth around $160,000. So we actually left a little bit of money on the table. He got a really great deal, but the nice thing is we knew before we ever bought the house exactly how much we were going to make, and it worked out to about a 40% return on investment. So you're limiting your upside, but you're also basically locking in your profits. So
great win-win.
Yeah.
Then also in 2015, so we bought these first 3 properties in the span of about 5 months. So the next one was another triplex, also in Walkerville. And same thing with this one, we bought it for $115,000. It was a bank sale. And we renovated 2 of the units. One unit has a long-term tenant and he's okay with how his unit is, so we didn't need to touch that. How much did we put into that one?
We put about $35,000 into that, including a new roof and updating the bathrooms, kitchens, flooring, basic renos.
And that one's now worth about $250,000.
Yeah, 2016 we took it easy a little bit. We mostly normalized these properties. We got our systems kind of in place, and we Only bought one property in 2016, only one. So we got a duplex and we bought it for about 123,000. We actually did a video on this. This is the one that we had a pretty challenging tenant in. So check out that video for more on that. It's worth about 175 right now. So even though we lost a little bit of money for a couple months, we made up for it in the $50,000 or so in equity. So I'm alright with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
2017 was a busy year for us. I became a real estate agent in the summer of 2016. So by the time 2017 rolled around, I was, in the zone with my real estate business, and then we were ready to buckle down. This is the first year that we've done just real estate full time. So did a lot of deals. The first one was a duplex that we flipped on the west end of Windsor. This one we found on Kijiji for $80,000. Well,
actually, we got it from a friend of mine who was into wholesale at the time, so we gave him a couple $1,000. He got it for us, actually under contract for $90,000, and then I went in, did a little bit more negotiating, gave them 2 different offers, and they picked the one for $80,000. So yeah, we bought it for $80,000. At this point, I just reached out to my contacts because we only needed $30,000 to get the deal done. Asked, hey, who has $30,000 that they want to do a flip with us, and worked out really profitable. We basically doubled their investment within about half a year. So
it really didn't need a lot of work. It just needed a little bit of cleaning up, just some painting, little bit of exterior like curb appeal kind of stuff. And then all we did, it was a great market in Windsor, seller's market, so we just put it on the MLS with some nice photos, and it sold. First day it went out, it sold right at asking price. So
cash. And that was our first off-market deal, and actually since then every single deal after that has been off-market, mostly because of where the market has been. And we also just basically got turned on to the fact that, hey, there is a market basically for all these properties that other people aren't looking at. When all of these ones back in 2014, 2015, people weren't really that interested in Windsor, but nowadays Windsor is basically becoming the hot spot and more people are coming down. So rather than competing with everybody on the market, we're just now looking for all those hidden gems that most people aren't aware of.
In our networking group, the Wind City Investors Club has helped a lot with that. That's where a lot of these deals have come from. So next we got a 4-unit commercial building kind of in central Windsor. And this one, we didn't need to do any work to it. 2 of the tenants were already in place. 1 unit was filled, and we're filling another unit now. So this is just a buy and hold. Bought it for $315,000, and it's probably worth about $360,000 now that we've got another unit filled, and just because the market's appreciated even since we bought it.
We actually had a potential offer for $390,000. We decided to just basically keep holding on to it because of the long-term growth, but it's possible that this is worth quite a bit more.
Then we picked up a few single families. We've got one that these are all off market. So this one here was already renovated, and another investor friend of ours had the opportunity. He knew that the owners needed to sell. So we bought this one for $142,000, already totally renovated. It's probably worth about $150,000, maybe even $160,000. And it's renting right now for $1,700 a month. And we didn't have to do a thing to it. Then the next 2 were a package deal. We got these 2 properties, both needed some work. But these ones we were able to get private mortgages, a vendor take back on both of the properties with 0% interest. And the payments are only $400 a month for each property.
And we only needed $5,000 for each as a down payment. So even though we're probably paying market value for these, we walked away with probably the best terms that you can get in real estate.
So this first one that we bought for $105,000, it's in South Walkerville. We're just about finished the renovations on it, and a conservative after repair value for that one is $140,000. And then the other one is closer to the university area, $115,000, and all we're going to do is some cleaning up, a little bit of cosmetic work, not going to put a lot of money into it, and it's worth around $125,000.
So again, you'll see that the difference in price isn't that much because we did buy it at around market value, but the reason we're able to still get it slightly below is because off market, we're not actually paying the realtor. In essence, it's the seller that does pay for the realtor cost when they sell the property, but that cost gets passed along to the buyer. So anytime that we're buying a property, we're instantly saving 6 or 7% off of the costs for buying the property, because that's no longer going to a realtor. Sorry, Cass.
And now into 2018 here, we just last month we structured a sandwich lease option in South Windsor. So this one, we have a lease option contract with the owner to purchase the property at $175,000. So that gives us the rights, but not the obligation, just like an option in stocks, to purchase this property at $175,000. Then we turned around and found a tenant buyer using the same system that Matt described before for $200,000 for the same property, which it's definitely worth that much. Maybe even a little bit more. So they're going to be purchasing the property from us in about 6 months at this price.
So the great thing about sandwich lease options, or just lease option in general, just like with stocks, is you can control, let's go to the stock analogy because people might be more familiar with that. You can control tens of thousands of dollars worth of stocks for a few $100s, meaning if it goes up, you can get a lot of upside, and if it goes down, you could lose your initial investment. Our initial investment on this is $100. So we're gonna make about $25,000 upside, and our risk in that one is $100. Where all these other ones, we had to go on title, we had to raise the funds for the down payments. When you can negotiate, and this is really specifically for a sandwich lease option, but you can get in with very, very little money and walk away with a nice profit too.
And we'll do another video breaking down how the sandwich lease option works. And then the last one here, we've got one more single family home in South Windsor that we found off market from Kijiji. We're buying it for about $120,000. We'll probably put about $30,000 to $40,000 into it. We're doing a full renovation. It's gonna look really nice when it's done, and it'll be worth, we're thinking around $220,000 is our target after repair value. So
yeah, we actually just got 2 more offers accepted under contract this morning too, so we'll have a few more opportunities. In fact, looking for investing partners on a couple of those, and so we're going to be, hopefully this list will go all the way down to the floor by the end of 2018.
Yeah. So this is what we've been up to.
Yep.
Well, that was pretty awesome, wasn't it? So smash that like button if you enjoyed this video of Matt and Cassidy kind of breaking out for you their exact portfolio. I'm thinking about making this actually a reoccurring segment on my channel. Maybe we'll call it something like portfolio porn, where I essentially just get guests to come on and document for you guys exactly how they build up their real estate portfolio step by step by step throughout the years. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel, and until next time, remember, making money is a team sport. There's more than enough money out there for us to all make it, but if you're not saving it, I mean, like, what's the point, guys? Thanks. Bye.